that night, he had a seizure, and he had a different one. It was almost like an epilepsy episode. It was worse than the other ones that I experienced personally. So we administered the medicine, it didn't work. We did the lukewarm water, nothing worked, it didn't stop. So we rushed to the hospital, and we go to the hospital, and it's not stopping.
Meet Austin and Grace. In 2008, a year after they were married, they found out they were pregnant. The pregnancy was normal, and Grace delivered a healthy baby boy, Isaiah. At his 12th month checkup, he received some vaccinations. Isaiah developed a fever and had a seizure. His parents were told at the hospital that it was normal. After his 15th and 18th month checkups, the seizures returned frequently with no warning.
At that point, he actually stopped breathing. Right there at Frederick Hospital, Frederick Memorial Hospital, he stopped breathing. And so they were trying to put tube down his nose to get oxygen to his brain, and she couldn't do it. And it was just, looking at your child there on that little bed, and they were like, all these doctors were trying stuff. So they finally called the Children's Hospital. I guess they had called the Children's Hospital to rush him to the Children's Hospital in DC. So the helicopter came, and they got us to, they got me to ride along with them. And we got into the helicopter, and they plug all the machines, and so it has probably been 2 minutes until the ride, and I turn and look, because the machines are going off, and I see them, quickly doing this, and I look off, and he's changing colors. So that first moment, like, I'm losing my first child. The ride was only 17 minutes, but this was the longest 17 minutes of my life. We finally get to Children's Hospital. That moment when they took him out of the helicopter, he was completely blue. At that point, it's been 17 minutes. It's been over 25 minutes with no oxygen in his head, in his brain. So we go, and they call the social service person to come talk to me, and she's talking to me, and I couldn't hear what she was saying at first. I was concerned about my child, and my husband not being there. It was just me at that particular moment, and there were all kinds of emotion running through my head. When I actually listened to, I guess she repeated herself, and she was just like, "Man, we need to get you ready for what's about to happen." Basically, she's gonna tell me that he will probably not wake up from this, and this it, so they need to get me ready, or he's going to be a vegetable. She actually said those words, because they had cases like this where kids don't come back, because it's been a long time with no, there was no pulse really, and there was no action to his brain. And at that moment, I lost it. I lost it for a second, and then I remember that I had called my group to pray. I remember God at that particular moment, and I stopped crying, and I looked at her, and I just told her, no, I'm not going to accept what you're telling me. No, he's not going to die. And at that point, I went into the room with all these doctors in the room, and I looked at this child. He was lifeless, laying there with all these people, with all these tubes and everything else was just coming. And I looked at him, and I just said, God, I know you can bring him back, but even if you don't, it's okay. The minute I said that, a woman walks in a doctor coat. She walks in, picks him up, turns him over, and that's something to his spine or whatever, puts him back up, and he coughs. And being a baby, he was just 2 years old. When he wakes up, because he had all these tubes, he was pulling the tubes off. And then he started crying, "Mommy." It's just been a year that we've been married. It's our firstborn. How am I gonna go and bury my first child? So when he woke up and said, "Mommy," it was... it was everything. So they tell me, they will, we had to run the test. He wasn't breathing for over 25 minutes. There's a lot that could go wrong still, even though he's awake and he's talking. And at that particular moment, I felt peace. And I was just like, I know he's okay. He woke up, he's talking, he's okay. So they ran the test and they came back after a few hours. It was just like, there's nothing wrong with his brain. There's nothing going on. I mean, everything seems right, but go back and see your pediatrician the next day. And then, and also we want to warn you that, cases like that, people do relapse. On some cases, not all, not my case, He told me he was not gonna make it. He's here, he's fine. Nothing else will happen.
Isaiah was doing so well that he got discharged that day. His parents took him to see his pediatrician for a checkup the following day, and she could not find any evidence of the previous day's incident. He was completely healthy. Today, Isaiah is a caring, happy, active child who loves to play soccer, gets good grades in school, and loves to help around the house with his 2 younger siblings. Till today, the hospital has no recollection or record of the doctor who helped Isaiah breathe again.